So I'm going to go ahead and record, and then I'm going to pass it over to Bailey and Lauren. And all I wanted to do was to do a quick introduction into Relay for Life. And I'm so excited because we have Bailey, who is one of our local community managers, I think they're called, and also Lauren, and we all know Lauren, so I don't think Lauren needs any introduction, but I'm sure she'll say hi. Here is my thought as far as Relay for Life goes and how we can help. So this is just a basic overview about what is Relay, and then we'll keep doing these calls, but to really help you see, maybe we can take the relationship that we already have in place with the American Cancer Society. I think Georgia is really pretty strong. We have a great relationship with the Georgia folks. So how to leverage that relationship, because we will continue to be the national sponsor for Making Strides Against Breast Cancer. So obviously that in third and fourth quarter is going to be our priority. But I'm thinking, looking at Relay for Life as far as maybe it's an opportunity for us to
hang on 1 second.
all year round.
You have the link?
So I'm going to go ahead. Dana, you need to mute for just a second, my friend. And I'm going to pass it over to Bailey.
Let me tell them I'm on now. Hey, Sarah, Shirley's on the line. Shirley's trying to get into the meeting and she can't get in. Is there anything
she's got a Zoom link. Can she hear us?
Can you hear her? Can you hear Sarah?
Yeah.
Okay,
right,
so how about you just...
I'm recording it, so we'll just go ahead, and then if she can pop on, she can pop on. All right, Bailey.
Hi, everyone. I know I met some of you guys. My name's Bailey Simcooley, and I am the Community Development Manager for Lawrence County, Bullitt County, and the Coastal Empire. And the Coastal Empire includes Bryan, Effingham, and Chatham. So I have about 6 counties, including Wayne. Wayne is like my redheaded stepchild, kind of. We don't really know what we're doing with Wayne yet. So kind of up in the air. But can everyone see my screen? I tried to share it. Can everyone see it? So you can see like the what to expect at a Relay for Life event?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So Relay for Life is a little bit different than Strides in the way of we have on-site fundraising. So at the actual event is when a lot of the fundraising happens. So I'll send all these documents to Sarah and she can send them out to you guys as well, so you don't have to furiously take notes. But it kind of explains, like, this is number 1, the Relay participants come at the opening ceremonies. So your opening ceremony consists of a survivor speaker. Sometimes we have an honorary chairperson that's really involved, and they'll talk about how they were affected by cancer. We have our MC talks, our DJ talks. I generally make a speech from the American Cancer Society. And then it goes to number 2. So that's when we have the survivor lap. And that's really like I guess you can say like the gunshot start of Relay. And the survivors will take the first lap around our track by themselves. So it'll be just their survivors walking. And at that point, all the other teams that they're walking around are cheering them on. Some people like give them fans, or they give them things to walk around with. You have like those noisemaker bam bams. I'm motioning all these things, forgetting you can't see me. Sorry. So that's like the first lap. And then second lap, their caregivers come in. So like mine would have been my mom and dad, or their daughter, their son, their friend, whoever kind of really helped them along their cancer journey, or that they consider their caregiver, will come in for the second lap. Now this varies beyond each county, the next one. Some people do a team lap. So I like to do the team lap, and each team will have their own banner, however they want it decorated, and the teams will walk around the lap next. So like Avon would have their own banners and do a lap with all the other teams. So like the schools will have a banner, the businesses will have a banner, and that's a time for everyone to really see what other teams and businesses are there. And then the fourth lap sometimes is a spirit lap, or that's just when everyone joins. We then have, so that was like the caregiver lap. after the survivor caregiver, see how it kind of says everyone else pours on? So that's really like when everyone else joins, because we want to make it special for the survivor and caregivers, because that's really why we're there. We're there to raise money for them, and we're there to really celebrate their journey and what they've overcome. 5 talks about taking turns walking. So it's a constant walk for the 6 hours that the event goes on. It's not a distance, it's more time, if that makes sense. Strides is like 3.2 miles, kind of like a 5K. Relay is the 6 hours. So you can walk as little or as much as you'd like. It's just supposed to be one person from your team is walking at all times. So you can do it as shifts. You can do it very informally as like, hey, grab a friend and go walk some laps, gossip, do what you guys need to do, you know? But it should be that somebody is active on the track at all times, because it's supposed to represent that cancer never stops, so neither do we. And then 6 says while walking, I can zoom in a little bit. I was just trying to make it the easiest for everyone. While walking, participants visit the team campsites to participate in games, activities, and entertainment. So that's like your on-site fundraising. That's where I kind of talked about in our meeting at lunch, where you can offer to do whatever you want. If you guys wanted to do makeup tutorials, or if you wanted to sell your dream catchers, Barbara, kind of like whatever you wanted your on-site fundraiser to be, that's when you'll have the other teams come up to you, is when they're walking the track. So that's like the majority of the time is you visiting other tents to see what they're doing. A lot of teams sell food, people do activities. It's kind of limitless. We don't have strict rules on that. And then number 7 is our Luminarias Ceremony, and that's probably the most, other than the survivor lap, that's probably the most touching part of our relay. And you can kind of see a picture of them, what a Luminaria looks like. It's a lit up bag with a candle in it, and you put somebody's name in it. So you would sell these as one of your fundraisers if you would like, and it's in memory or in honor of. So in memory means that they have passed, and in honor can either be that they are still fighting or they have won their fight with cancer. So we have options there as well. And then after our Luminaria ceremony, which lasts about 20 minutes and it's pretty quiet. So you have a speaker as well, like the Luminaria speaker, and then you walk around the track. Most people like to read the names and find the bags or see if they know somebody. And that generally takes about 20 minutes to see if people, you know, you're quietly whispering. It's just very quiet. Savannah has a tradition of the bagpipers actually do the first lap. So Savannah's kind of unique with that. They're one of the only areas that do that. And so the bagpipers, like in an Irish funeral almost, or Scottish funeral, walk the first lap. And then it's just somber music, so it's nothing religious or like if you want to pray while you walk, you're more than welcome. But we just kind of put on like somber music, a little bit quiet. And then at the very end, we kind of try to perk back up, because we're not, you know, we're there to also celebrate the people that made it and all the money that we've raised throughout the year. Then we have the closing ceremony. So that's when the event kind of wraps up. We recognize everyone. Sometimes it depends on what community you're in, but they'll do their campsite awards. So like best decorated campsite, best themed campsite, best on-site fundraiser. So we have like superlative awards, and those will be given out at the closing ceremonies. That's kind of like the difference in relay as a whole of what it is. If anyone has any questions on that part, let me know, because it's quite different from strides, I would say, in that aspect.
Bailey, can I just ask a question? You know, I've participated in relay for many, many years now, but I was always given the directive, like, to fundraise before the relay, because we never know if it's going to rain that day, or perhaps, you know, maybe the team is a virtual team or whatever. So anything that we did at relay was like gravy for the event. So we really wanted to do all of our fundraising before the actual day.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, you definitely want to do, I would say, 80 to 90% of your fundraising before the event. Okay. I think that's a great way to word it, as the gravy on top. Right. That's just the only difference, is that we still do it a relay night, and Strides doesn't do on-site fundraising the day of. So like I try to have, if my goal is $3,000 for my personal or team goal, I would really feel comfortable having, 2,800 done and getting that last 200 either selling luminarias the night of, or selling food, or having a raffle or opportunity drawing, as we call it in Georgia, that kind of thing. So definitely you want to we have fundraisers all through the year. We have people doing sip and strokes or painting with a twist, whatever you want to call it. We have schools doing penny wars, or bake sales are still done. We have people, the opportunities are endless. So I have a fundraising idea sheet that I can give you, but this is really where you guys would use your Avon fundraisers.
That's what I was going. We don't, yeah, we're good.
Right. That's where you guys would do it. Correct. That's where Avon would kind of come in. And you guys are also welcome to offer Avon fundraising to other teams, because we have other teams that maybe don't know what to do for fundraising. And that's where you would offer your expertise and the ability and to teach them like, hey, we do this and we think it would really work for your team. So not only do you do it for your team, you can also give it to other people in the community to do as well, because that way you guys as Avon would reach so many more people. Because I know you really want to make contacts, and I think that's a great way to do it, is before the relay. Like you said, the relay is really the party and the celebration for all the hard work that you've done throughout the year or season, if you want to call it that.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
The luminary bags, we can start selling those as soon as we can, right?
Mm-hmm. It is online already, the document, if you need to find it, and you can just print it out yourself and have people fill it out.
Okay, but you said they could decorate the bags, right?
If they would like to. So that's up to you how you would like to do your own fundraiser. I can give you 50 bags for you to sell, and people can take them themselves to fill them out and draw on them.
Yeah, I think we're going more in depth. Do you know what I mean? With the Luminaria. Barbara, you may want to take that offside with Bailey, because I think that's a great question, and we love Luminaria, but I just think that's, that people get confused, I think, at this point with Luminaria at that detail. So we want to know where the money goes and all that good stuff.
Okay. So this is, some of you have already registered. This is kind of like how we start to register your team. And I will give you guys all of this sheet of paper. So like I said, you don't have to furiously write any of this down. This is the app that we have, which is the same app that you guys have been using for Strides. It's just now purple, and it'll go towards Relay. So you would just switch the event, which I know for those that came to lunch, I was able to do that for you guys, or you were able to figure it out. And then this one is, we'll start with, this is our newest one of where the money goes. It goes, a lot of it, to research and the life-saving, like the ability to get you there. So your rides to treatment and your hotel stays. So this is just in the Southeast. And it talks about, like I said, I can definitely give this to you. Finding a key driver of the blood cancer, chronic myeloid leukemia. And then I can scroll down and I can show you each place that has received American Cancer Society's grants and where they're going. So if we want to look at Georgia, you can see that Emory has 4 grants right now totaling $1.4 million. This is actually where I do all of my young adult cancer survivor clinic, is at the Winship Cancer Center. So they have a grant currently right there for $163,000. Georgia State, University of Georgia. And if you wanted, you could go on each of these sites to see exactly what they're doing with these research grants, because some do it to further the oral chemotherapy. So back in the day when I was young, I had to get chemotherapy intravenously, so through my veins. But nowadays, a lot of people qualify for oral chemotherapy pill, and that's where they get to take the pill for chemotherapy instead of having it intravenously. And that's one thing that the research dollars from ACS went towards. So I have, this one is like our medical grants. And then this one talks about like what I was kind of saying of helping cancer patients access care. So how many rides that we're able to give to treatment through our Road to Recovery program, which is the getting the patients to their hospital. This one is how many nights stayed they've been able to get, which is like a lot of people, especially where we are in South Georgia, they have to come to Savannah, or they have to go to Waycross, or they have to travel. So these are the night stays that they're able to have due to ACS and the money. And the patient navigators. Those patient navigators are there 24/7 when you call the 1-800 hotline. And like you could call right now and ask a question. Somebody is there to talk to you. So, and there's also somebody that will help you navigate it. Hopefully none of you have ever had cancer or will have, but it is a maze to try to go through it all. You don't know who to call. Like you were just talking about insurance. Insurance is a really hard thing to handle. So we have patient navigators that help the patients along their treatment. And then we can see like the healthcare systems, like South Coast and Savannah is one of them that we work with, Memorial, St. Joe's. We also have like in Atlanta, American Cancer Society was in charge of getting Atlanta to be a smoke-free zone. So you can no longer smoke in restaurants or bars or within, 25 feet. That was a big thing that ACS CAN did, which is like our legislative side, to be able to, it's really the safety of secondhand smoke. So I have all of these, and like I said, I can definitely give you all of this information because it has the exact numbers for Georgia. And this is the last one I have, and some people like it infographically this way. It talks about the lodging, like I said, the rides that we've done, the information, which is a huge thing. And I don't think people realize how much kind of money goes into just the information. Like my parents didn't necessarily know that smoking was bad for them, and so they didn't realize it would further down the line cause lung cancer. We're now able to educate children at a young age and educate adults that, this really does cause cancer and it's a huge negative impact on your health. So education is massive, and it's a big need, especially in the rural areas where maybe they don't have access to this information through the internet. They can only go through their library, or they don't have computers at home. So that's something that we really try to do, is empower the information. Talks about some death rates, the funding researchers with cutting edge ideas, which is one of the ones I talked about with oral chemotherapy. And this one, like I was just saying, we help confirm cigarette smoking links to lung cancer, obesity is linked to multiple cancers. Talking about now, like women having to get a mammogram by the age of 40 is really when you should start. So talking about getting your cancer screening. Same with, we're trying to do the 80% by 2018, which I think we hit for colonoscopies, and making sure that if you're over the age of 45, you have gone to get your colonoscopy. And we're really pushing this information out there because if you can get people before they've developed the cancer, that's obviously the best way they're going to survive. So you have people that are called previvors. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but there is a gene in a lot of women that know that they are about 90% positive they're going to get breast cancer. And so a lot of these women will choose to do a double mastectomy right away because they have that gene. Well, we, through research, have been able to find which gene that is. And now they've been able to basically be a previvor of, they don't have to go through having cancer because they were able to, for lack of a better term, nip it in the bud. That's where the money goes. And do you guys have any questions about that? No? Okay. What else is on my list to talk to you about? All right. I guess the last thing is I can show you what the website looks like, because that sometimes I've noticed people have. Pardon?
The other thing, Bailey, as well, do you have an organizational chart handy of what a committee looks like on a Relay for Life?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is the website for, I just chose Coastal Empire. It's really zoomed in. Let me zoom this out, see if I can do that. There we go. So it says the date, where it is. We have a kickoff coming up. This is like where it's very similar to the Strides website. Everything is just purple.
So I guess if they go onto that website, because what I was asking the Florida team yesterday is, did they have a geography map? Whereas if you reside, in this county here, then your relay is this one, and
this is how you would do it. You hit find another relay.
Mhm.
And you can either do it by state or I'll hit no. So like if I'm in Bullock, 30458. And it tells me, so this is the closest one and it goes in order.
Okay.
So that's how you would find the closest one to your area. We don't have like an interactive map. It's by zip code or city. I think you can do it by. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
And that's how you would find the closest one to you.
Okay.
And then the last thing I just want to show you on the website, other than how you would hit right here, join this relay to sign up. You can also buy like your Luminarias online. But a huge help is right here. This is like your life-saving anything. It has my important dates. I put the Luminaria form, like I said, that you can download to print yourself, which is all up here. It has our sponsorship books, a team captain guide, a participant guide, and this is updated continuously. So I'll keep adding things, like if we have any other event. And then this is also good because if you have a special date for an Avon fundraiser, then I can put it on our announcement that anyone that follows our website will be able to see.
Okay, so you can see there that they've got, because I saw Bailey did her Facebook event, which I posted on our Facebook page, but you can see that they've got their team kickoff party, and then it looks like to me that they have monthly kickoff dates for their teams. So this is something that, if you're wanting to participate as a team captain or a team participant, this is something where you would go to those dates. So you already have, right up to May 31st as far as all their dates. So you can go ahead and plug those in your calendar now as we're all working right now on planning our first quarter. So right there, you have every date there that you need for the next 6 months.
Correct. And I have it as like, because some people want to print it out and put it on their fridge. You can do that as well here.
Beautiful.
And then let me just show you, you asked for the committee. Let me find that really quick for you.
So just like, I guess I just want to, just like making strides against breast cancer, you have one person like Lauren probably working, I think the percentages was one staff person. We've got 10 minutes. Okay, so one staff person probably relates to about 1,000 to 1,500 volunteers, right? Because they have very little overheads with their staff costs. So this is why I think it's very important to look at, Bailey, she is our point person. So as far as we work with Bailey for the Relay for Life, we work with Lauren. But she relies on a committee, right? So she relies on the event lead. So you can see, so that's person that she really communicates.
Yeah, I'm this person.
Yeah, she's like the leader. So if we look at this as far as like how it relates to like Avon, so Bailey is me, right? And I work with the leaders. She works with the event chairs, and the event chair really works with the committee members. In a perfect world, hopefully, I'm probably thinking, Bailey, you probably like about 30 volunteers, because each committee person can have a subcommittee underneath them. So it's like your downline, your first generation, and your second generation. So I just wanted to go through, because I know already a couple of our representatives have chosen to go on some of the committees. Maybe this year you just want to test it out and maybe just be on a team. Do you know what I mean? Like I would probably say you can go in slowly and let's raise some money and do some fun, do some stuff. I can tell you when I worked with the American Cancer Society, I did have one of my direct marketing folks take the fundraising chair position. And, that fundraising chair position that she has for that relay may want a subcommittee. So it doesn't take that many hours. They have these things that show you each position, how many hours it basically takes per month, all of that kind of stuff. But my Silpata, if you remember Silpata, she was the #1 salesperson in Florida. And she was very smart because she did the Relay for Life of Bartram Trail, which was I think it came in #8 in Florida Relay for Life events. So that relay did about $220,000 a year. And she was our fundraising chair. So very, very smart move for her. But I just wanted to let you know that if, there's team, but there's also committee positions as well that are available. And, that's something that you could talk to Lauren, like as far as that goes. Each relay will look very different, I'm sure. But, she's the one that can put you towards if they have a good event chair that is this structure. But I don't know about you, Bailey, but a lot of mine were never in the perfect world. We had 31 relays and none of them were perfect as far as that goes.
Yeah, we're always looking for more volunteers. Obviously, there's never too many volunteers. So I don't have any completely full ELTs, and I don't really think anyone should ever kind of say, oh, my ELT's full, because you can always ask for help kind of thing. But that's the same as I'm here to help you. So anything that you guys have questions, please ask me, because I don't know if you're struggling or if you need help if nobody asks me or nobody tells me. Unless you guys have any other questions for me, I think I kind of went through my list.
Okay, all right.
Oh, I guess.
What I will do, like after you've said what you need to say, Bailey, is I will open up. So Barbara, this is a good time. Any other questions? There's Michelle's being bad. He just says hello. But any questions that you guys have now, we'll use the question time. We've got about 6 minutes left. So we'll go ahead and answer any questions that you have at this time and go from there until the Zoom ends. Any questions?
Comments, complaints?